lies a lot, okay? So, as we keep going and we start to see that George and Anfisa's relationships, like, it starts to unfold in front of us, we start to, like, come to some type of realization, and we see a divide in the people who even watches the show. Some people feel like George is wrong, and some people feel like Anfisa is wrong and she's a gold digger and she's just here to get a green card and to get money. And we even see some of that come out when we see them at the reunions and at the tell-alls, where the other couples are looking at Anfisa like, oh, you're a gold digger, you're making the rest of us look bad. You know, the foreigners telling her, you're making the rest of us look bad. The only person who understood Anfisa, I mean really understood her, was Paola, because Paola was like, listen, he promised her a bunch of stuff and George should definitely keep those promises, and that's all Anfisa was trying to get across. But of course, editors edit and we make Anfisa look like this like demon woman and make George look like this helpless guy. But then we find out in one episode when Anfisa's out shopping with her friend that she just met, George lied and said that he was a millionaire and he had all this money, and she's like, what's $200 to a millionaire? You make that money back quick. And he's like, Anfisa, I'm not a millionaire. Like, I'm not. I never had $1 million. At the time when we first started dating, you know, I had the money, but then business slowed down, and now, you know, the money, we have money, but we have to be more conscious. And Anfisa is upset. She flies off the handle, and ultimately she ends up putting George out. So we come to the tell-all, and at the tell-all, well, before the tell-all, we see George trying to win Anfisa back, and he comes with this expensive bracelet that he bought from a secondhand store that sells really nice things, and he meets Anfisa at the top of the parking garage, and he's talking to her and he's apologizing, and he's like, you know, she says to George, well, do you even know why you're apologizing? He's like, yeah, because I'm a jerk and I lied about the money. And she's like, George, it's not about the money. It's because you don't defend me to your family. You let them talk to me. However, it's because you don't, I mean, she just lays out what it is on top of the money. It's like, yes, the money is an issue. Yes, you lied, but how can I trust you? How can I do this? How can I do that? And then you get to see a little bit of humanity from her, because you start to realize that her biggest issue with George is that he cannot be trusted. He's a liar. She knows it, but the editors have edited the show so well that the rest of the world starts to believe that George is just being abused by this woman, and the reality is George has just been doing things underhanded from the beginning. So we get to the tell-all, and George is hurt. He's upset. He's like, Anfisa played me. She hurt me. She used me. The world was right. My family was right. Everyone was right, and I'm going to get back. Guys like the Valentine's Day stuff going on? I'm early. And he's like, you know, I'm going to get back at her. And he like has this little folder, and he's like threatening to expose Anfisa for all these things. And he's like, tell them what you do, Anfisa. You're a user. He's pissed. Like, he's upset, okay? And Anfisa's like, listen, I'm not saying anything bad about you. I just want to let this be. I'm not being negative. I'm not. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, like, please don't do it. And George is like, no, I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell everybody. Tell them what you do, Anfisa. Now listen, at this moment, when he's talking to her to tell her, like, tell her what you do. Tell everyone what you do. I'm like, she's a stripper. And then my best friend's like, no, she's an escort. And either way, I wanted George to tell us what the hell she did, because I needed to know what was happening. Because she had been here for a while, so she had a green card. You understand what I'm saying? And George is just like being really, really nasty and really mean. And everybody's like, Anfisa's getting what she deserves. And I'm just like, dude, there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. There's nothing wrong with wanting a financial security. There's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make her a gold digger. I mean, for freak's sake, he went and got her breasts and got her lips done so she could look a certain way for him. So is that not just as wrong as her wanting money, like her wanting a financial support system? Like, there's an arrangement there that we don't understand. There's an arrangement, there's a conversation there that we don't get, and we don't get to see either because it happens off camera. So now all of a sudden that the camera's on, George gets to play a victim. I'm not saying Anfisa was right. I'm just saying George wasn't either. These are two people who played off of each other, and when one didn't get what they wanted or the other didn't get what they wanted, this is how they acted. This is the reaction, and we have to hold them both accountable for the situation. So George never tells us what the hell Anfisa does. And I looked it up and I never found it. So it basically ends, the tell-all ends with George saying to Anfisa, I'm not done. I'm going to tell the world who you are as a person. I'm going to tell the world what you've done to me because I'm not done with you. And that is where we leave George and Anfisa for 90 Day Fiancé. Right there in that moment in the hotel after the tell-all with George threatening her everything. So I follow her on Instagram. So what I have gathered so far is we don't know if her and George are still together. We don't know if she's dating anybody. I haven't heard of a divorce. There's another couple that have gotten a divorce, and I'll probably do them tomorrow or maybe not because I did too. I don't know. I'll figure out. I really need to like figure out dates for these videos so you guys can be aware. But as of right now, we don't know where George and Anfisa stand. We don't know if they're still together. We don't know what the situation is. I do know that Anfisa still lives in California. I do know that Anfisa seems to be living one of her best lives that she can. She's lost a little bit of weight. She's looking good. So as of right now, all we know is that Anfisa hasn't been deported. She's still in California. And she looks like she's happy. That's what we know. We haven't seen or heard anything about George. I do follow him on Instagram, but he seems like he's okay. He looks like he's lost a little bit of weight. But that's where we stand with George and Anfisa. So I don't know. I'll keep a lookout. I might do an update to this if I find any more information out about them. But as of right now, Anfisa's still in the States, and George still seems like he could possibly be miserable. Like only heaven knows what he has up his sleeve for her for, you know, not taking him back after the things that he's done. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully Anfisa's got her temper in order. She's not breaking no more cell phones. If her and George are still together, hopefully she's matured a little bit and realized that, you know, you got to work through a marriage. And if not, then hopefully she's doing something that's safe and positive to like support herself. Because the reality is, if she's still here and George and her aren't together, he's responsible for her for the next 10 years or 9 years now. He's responsible for her. So we'll see, guys. We'll keep an eye out for George and Anfisa. Who knows? So you guys, if you want, please like, subscribe so that you can get your updates about Love and Lockup or Love After Lockup, and you can get your updates about 90 Day Fiancé when it comes back on, and you can see these little in-between shorts that usually probably will be broken up into 2 parts. So you can see your little in-between shorts about your favorite couples from old episodes of 90 Day Fiancé, so you can see the rewinds and just get caught up and understand what the whole synopsis is. I think the next couple that I really genuinely want to do is Darcy and Jesse, because I found them kind of interesting too. And I might also do Danielle and Muhammad just to see where that kind of falls, because their tell-all kind of left us feeling some type of way also. So hopefully I see you guys soon and you subscribe, and thank you for being a part of the family. To the people who have subscribed, thank you so much. If you guys can like and share these videos, and let's get these numbers up and grow this family. I worked so hard on this channel and I see my hard work paying off. You guys signing off in the comments and giving me compliments. I appreciate it so much. So thank you guys. Peace.